Hey everybody, John Holman here, and I hope you are doing well today. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the problems that I help people solve. Uh, if you don't know my story, without getting too deep in depth on me, 5 years ago I died on an ER table. A year following that, I had an amputation of my lower right leg below the knee. That was incredible. It was a big change in my life. It was a big shift in everything, especially my worth. And I did not know how to value myself. So one of the things that's incredible that I help so many with is creating worth past the pain and regrets in our lives. Now, through my life, I have found vulnerability and expression has been one of the most healing, prosperous things that I've ever created in my life. And I created that with words. I created that with being able to pull the genius out of nature around me. I know so many people don't even know how to create content, and they think when they want to have a course or they want to have a book or they want to have this, that they have to go back in their mind, they have to go back in their memories, and they have to juggle and fumble and fall and worry and ultimately be overwhelmed by things they have not found peace with yet. Now, expression is huge. As a man today, I want to always try to empower and encourage expression. We've got to express ourselves to heal ourselves. We've got to be vulnerable. Through vulnerability, we find passive balanced healing. We also can connect and attract the things that can support us, encourage us, and keep us moving forward in a positive light. Now, I know so many times in my life in the past, from dying on an ER table, from going through amputation, I'm also a father, I'm a husband. I juggle a lot of things, I wear a lot of hats, and I have to know how to be able to pull the now into the now and stay focused in the moment. And that's what so many people have a hard time doing today. So many people, they want to have a job, but they focus on what they did or didn't do in the past, whether they can get that job. Well, I'm here to tell you today that's a worth issue. That's an internal block inside of you that has created a path and from the past that you can't get past. You can't find a way to be in your life to make those critical, creative decisions, and even your dreams become real, become something you can hold, become something you can literally taste. Because I'm here to tell you today, you can walk past the things that you're afraid of. You have to know how to face them. Now, in my course, I'm going to teach people, I'm going to show you, if you dive into my course, you'll see, one, you have probably been avoiding your worth, and you have probably been training people to treat you the way your worth has been affecting you. And your worth has affected you the way you believe your worth. And you're only going to show up to the places you feel worthy. Now, if you only showing up in bad relationships, places where there's pain, places where it mimics all the things that you hated, it's because you only found worth in the pain. You didn't find the wisdom that was sitting next to the wound, if you will. There is wisdom next to the wound, but so many times we can't be vulnerable. We stand in silence and we don't raise our hand. We think someone will see us suffer instead of saying something so they can hear we are suffering. Because when we can relate to our pain, we can find a way through it. We can find a place to move past it. So many times in my life, whether it was with raising my kids, raising myself, going through abusive situations as a child, I know that my self-worth was damaged. And anywhere I showed up in life for the longest time, it just projected more pain. It seemed like I nurtured the pain. I nurtured the history. I nurtured the regrets. I nurtured all the embodiment of things that would not give me that fulfillment. And I would stop and I would struggle and I would try endlessly to do things one after the next, and if I wasn't focusing on, I was focusing on my body. I was focusing on my mind. I would focus on my age. I would focus on how I looked. I would focus on my clothes, what it took to get there, the money I had in the bank. Those were all my worth systems, and my worth was only valued to me if I raised the bar. But I didn't know how to raise the bar. I didn't know how to get more things. I didn't have more money in my bank account. I didn't have these things happening. So I just began to think I was incredibly worthless. I was incredibly timid, if you will, from anything happening in my life. Well, there was one day that I decided I wasn't going to be worthless anymore. And in order to not be worthless anymore, I had to find the value in my story. I had to learn how to create content from everything I see, not thinking I had to go find all these books to read, all these courses that I needed, that I couldn't afford. And if I couldn't afford them, then my worth was affected again. I must not know how to be worthy enough to have these helpful courses. One like I've created that I'm going to be able to share with you soon enough. The course I've created is going to solve an astronomical problem for you. It's going to solve the first problem you face when you get out of bed in the morning, which is, why am I getting out of bed? What am I ready to do when I get out of bed? Why do I stay asleep? Why don't I get out of bed? So many different reasons that we reflect on ourselves inside. Not only do I help people that have an amputation, but I deal specifically with people that have identity amputation. I deal with high influencing clients that somewhere in their life they've had an astronomical crash, be it from professional sports, professional riding, just in the professional spotlight, in the public spotlight, that when those things ended, they no longer knew where they fit in, because they no longer knew how to regather the worth. The worth was all invested into the moments that it happened. Well, every moment's going to change. So I'm here to tell you, if you think you're going to relive the moments of greatness, you can't if all you can live in a moment of regret. It just doesn't happen. So I want to encourage you today to stay focused. Always remember one thing: we heal like we live. And if we're living in the past, we're not healing. We're only resurrecting regrets. We're not fixing problems. We're nurturing the problems, and we're not nurturing the solution and attracting those things. And when we have those internal blocks about worth, we will only cause a vibration from that to attract that which it relates to, which is other people and problems. So today, if you want to get past problems, today, if you want to see your bank account grow, today, if you want to see your children, your relationships, and everything in your life go to one of the most astronomical levels you could imagine, you want to let me help you with your worth. You want to let me help you with your identity amputation so that you can fulfill the dreams that you can turn into goals, and you will grasp and taste everything that you ever could have possibly wanted in your life. This is John Holman. I'm a trauma translator, I'm a happiness consultant, and I'm a worth coach. And I'm here for you because you matter to me. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.